Hi everyone and welcome. We're in my garden and this is week 8. The 8th week of providing you weekly updates on my central New Jersey backyard garden. So now over the past week or two, I've got to admit that the peppers have really come into their own. A number of these peppers, such as this one over here, is really starting to get nice and big. And just in general, there's peppers all over these plants. And a lot of them are actually getting to that nice white color, indicating that they're ready to be picked and eaten. Most of the peppers are of the same type. Some of them over at the end here are different. They're not these white types of peppers. These are peppers that I believe are eventually going to, let's see what right, so these peppers over here, I think, from what I understand, they're peppers that are going to be maybe green or maybe red when they mature. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of them get to that stage yet, so I guess we'll see in time. And over here we've got a plant that I've been really hoping to see some peppers get ready on, which is the jalapeno. I like jalapeno. Jalapeno peppers are yummy. I like the little bit of extra kick that you get. A little bit of a surprise with these white peppers. They were sold on the premise that they're sweet peppers, but once you start cutting into them and eating them, they're actually a little bit spicy. But not overly spicy, so they're pretty good actually. So you can see that's a nice size, and it's not even the biggest of them. The one that we saw earlier down the row is actually even bigger than that. Maybe getting to that 7 or 8 inch length. And they're nice and thick and meaty too, so definitely satisfied with how these are coming along. Now when it comes to tomatoes, this plant here has been the kind of the front runner. It was the largest of the plants to begin with when I first started the garden, and it's the first plant that started producing ripe fruit. But this plant actually got poached. I don't know what it was, but you can actually see a little bit of the remains on the ground over there. Some creature came by and helped itself to the first fruit that was starting to ripen on the plant and made a little bit of a meal out of it. So I don't know if it was an opossum, a raccoon, some sort of an omnivore kind of came in and helped themselves to my first ripe tomato. So hopefully they enjoyed it and hopefully it was tasty, but I haven't really had a chance yet to taste what's happening here yet. The only other tomato plant that's beginning to show signs of ripe fruit is this one. This is kind of an unusual plant because I usually go with indeterminate tomatoes, which means they are vines that'll just keep growing and growing as long as you keep feeding them in their sunshine to keep them moving. But in the case of this plant, it seems like it kind of got to a certain point, and this is not very tall at all. I would say maybe 2 feet tall tops, and it's done. It's not really growing any more than that, so makes me think that this is actually a plant that's classified as determinate, which means it grows to a particular size, it sets its fruit, and then it's done. So whatever, so be it. I'm used to cherry tomato plants going as high as the roof of my garage, but in this case we'll just have to deal with, a small little batch of cherry tomatoes. But I don't think I'm going to be saving any seeds from a plant like this. I like indeterminate plants, ones that keep growing. Determinate plants are just not my thing. And the rest of the tomatoes are all setting fruit and thriving, but nothing is showing any signs of becoming ripe yet. These are all some sort of a beef type tomato, beef steak tomato. Here's the cherry. These are some sort of, I believe they were described as tangerine tomatoes. So over in this row we have a couple more of these tangerine tomatoes, and then here's that Roma kind of little oval plant, and this one's really doing quite nice. It's among the tallest of my plants. It's already almost as tall as I am. And working our way down here, well, I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, but it doesn't look too good. A little bit messed up, but I don't know if it got attacked or it's diseased, but I guess we'll have to see if that fruit ends up being viable or not. And further on down the line, a couple more types of tomatoes. I just don't recall exactly what type they were. The only one that's been giving me any concern is this one here on the end. You see from the weird discolorations that something's going on. Don't know exactly what the problem here is, but if you go up, you're going to see that the leaves pretty much halfway up the plant are all yellow and probably goners. So I'm gonna have to come in here with the pruner and chop those off, and I'm gonna kind of hope that maybe the plant is still salvageable and might still have a chance at producing some fruit. Here you can finally see it's producing a tomato. Up here on the top, I don't see any of these flowers producing anything, but the leaves up top still look somewhat okay. And I'm going to just try to knock off all these lower yellow leaves in the hope that, I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully this plant makes it. Keeping my fingers crossed for this one. Now out here on the end is the newest addition to the batch, or the patch. These are cucumbers and they're starting to come along pretty good. The largest of the plants is already about 18 inches tall off the ground, and they're all getting a good grip on this little piece of trellis material that I laid out for it. So I guess we're gonna have to see how far these make it. It's already late July, so hopefully we'll see at least a few cucumbers growing on these soon. And then finally is this tallest of my plants, which is already up at the very tippy top of the overhead structure. It's pretty much, I don't know, I'm not even sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's a cantaloupe melon. And the way it's been pruned into 4 stems, which have been run up the entire length of these tomato hook strings. And I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens here too. I don't know what to look for on these. I'm just hoping to see some evidence of some fruit growing soon. There's tons and tons of flowers growing all over the thing, but nothing that I recognize as the start of a fruit yet. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what happens with this one as well. So that pretty much sums up where things stand right now in the garden. Things are looking pretty good, and I would have to say that as far as all the plants are concerned, the peppers are by far doing the best. Tomatoes are looking good, although it would be nice to see some ripe tomatoes already at some point. And then these cucumbers and the melon, well, they're a little bit further behind, but I guess we'll have to see how they progress as time goes on. So that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this update. If you did, then please remember to give my video a thumbs up. That's always really appreciated. And also consider subscribing to the channel. Alright everyone, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye now.